Hi, I'm Dov Owen with Action Figure Times. Today we're going to be looking at two figures from the Batman Legacy line, which is the first appearance Batman and the classic Catwoman. Now, this is the regular Batman Legacy packaging. You can kind of see here, he's got the beveled edge here. The side has a comic book. This one is going to be Detective Comics number 27. Also featured right there on the back. You can kind of see that. Then a little bit of the artwork right here. They didn't really have to do too much for this. I like how it has the bat symbol right there. I think that's kind of neat. Air holes so that Batman can breathe. And then you can see both figures there. Now, if you'll notice, the figure has these purple gloves, which actually is not on the cover of Detective 27. You can see right there on the this is a better one right there. You can see his gloves are not purple. Now, I know that in a couple of them they had a couple color washes that they were wrong, but I think more importantly, if you look, the gloves match her dress. So that's probably why Mattel did that. No, in all seriousness, I do wish they'd have just gone with black hands, but we'll get into that later. For Catwoman, they're calling her the classic Catwoman. Most people would consider this more of a Silver Age Catwoman. She, nice little flirty pose right there, as you can see, if I can get the flare off of it. A little bit of a difference on the back. You can kind of see, I'll give you a little bit of a look at her bio. I'll go back and show you Batman's. On the side is these two are different, whereas in the Batman it was basically the same. It was just kind of a close-up. Now, you know, she's featured with her whip right here. I hope they gave us a whip. It wouldn't really be that hard to do since they've already done that. With the Batman, here's the bio. Of course, if you don't know Batman's bio, you've been, you know, on another planet that didn't receive any sort of technology. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and open these two puppies up and we'll take a look at them. Okay, and we're back. Well, first off, with each figure you're getting a stand. This is a golden stand, I guess to symbolize Golden Age Batman. Not sure why Catwoman's. Maybe they look at her as a Golden Age. To me, she looks more Silver Age, even though she's missing a couple things. But we'll get into that in a second. You can see the bat symbol here. Decent stand, I guess. You also get Detective Comics 27. You know, they throw these things in as like an added value, but the only added value these things bring is if for some reason the power's out and I needed to build a fire, needed kindling, this is something I would reach for. Moving right along. I think he's a good representation of the character. You can see the chin. You can see, man, it's really jutting out there and things. Very, very squared off. I like how the cape comes over to the shoulders. It's probably the closest we've got to have it where it all the way comes around. He's got the ears going out to the side of his head, looking more like a, you know, some sort of devil than the way we traditionally think of Batman. He's got the Golden Age belt on. And now again, he has the purple gloves, which I don't really dig. And I like the blue cape. And I understand that he was seen with purple gloves. I'm not disputing that fact. But I would rather have had black just for myself. I like the blueness of the cape. I think they ought to do that a little bit more often. All in all, I think it looks like the figure. Is it a figure that I would have chosen for the line or the wave? Maybe in the end, but you know, I probably would have wanted to have the Thomas Wayne outfit that inspired Bruce, or maybe the Wraith, you know, as far as a legacy. Maybe even, I'd have to think about it, but there'd be some other figures I think that I would, you know, want to go for. Now, speaking of going for somebody, I've always liked Catwoman. Now, I wish this uniform was a deeper shade of purple, rather than this. Actually, like the comic book that she gets, Batman number 65. See, it's a much darker shade. But I would have liked that a little bit better. The thing that really lets me down about this figure is the face. To me, it's just nondescript. Now, my editor told me, well, back then they didn't really add very much characters to the face. And, you know, I guess I have to yield to that wisdom and the logic. One thing she's missing here is the cape goes along the sides. Most of the art that I remember seeing is it was actually like a red collar that would come down kind of by her cleavage and stuff. Not a red collar, excuse me, a green collar, where it actually came down a little bit. But I think I have seen her in this look. On the cover, you say, well, that's the way she looks like on the cover. Well, not actually, because if you look, she doesn't have a plunging neckline. So I don't think that's what we're going for, neither does she have the little gold thing in the middle. However, she's got a lot of soft plastic goods and things like that. I do think it is a good representation of the character if you take out the face. And even then, I mean, I can kind of undersee it, but I wish she was more flirty or more vixen-like or something. The way I picture Selena, you know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. I'll tell you another thing that I find bogus is we didn't get a whip. I mean, come on, guys. You've released whips before with Catwoman. Why not give her a whip? I mean, what would that cost to throw in? Anyway, let's go ahead and look at these guys close up. First up, we've got Batman. You can kind of see a little bit closer. You can see some of the styling. That's very good. Articulation is going to be limited because of the cape. I think it's there, but you just can't use it. I really appreciate EnchantedToyChest.com getting us these samples so that we could show them to you. There you can see the chest joint. Nice belt. It's going to be real flexible in the hips, legs. I still wish, with Marvel Legends coming out with double everything, I'd really like to see that in this line. But let's bring up Catwoman next. And so here we are looking at Selena. You can kind of see here, I just don't think this is a good representation of her personality. Maybe if it looks like Selena got caught, in like a deer in headlights or something, but... And though it's cleavage, I would have liked to have seen more with the green ruffle down the sides of her chest. You can see she's got some movement there in her shoulder. Her elbow moves. Her wrist moves somewhat, but you wouldn't want to move it too much or you'd rip it off. Limit our chest movement. She'll move in the hips. She's got flexibility there. Nice joint there. And feet there. All in all, I think it's worthy of a purchase just to have the representation. But I do wish they changed some things up. Again, I think you could still find these at the EnchantedToyChest.com. Tell them Doc Owen sent you, and we'll see you next time on AFTimes.com.